Two convicted in human smuggling case after Indian family froze to death on US-Canada border.
आते कहाँ से हैं, ये इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स कौन है, इनके पीछे क्या चल रहा है, ये कितने पैसे देकर आते हैं, ये अपनी जान के साथ क्यों खेलते हैं, ये सारी इस स्टोरी में आपको भी पता चल जाएगा। तो चलते हैं डायरेक्ट स्टोरी की तरफ ताकि आपको ये अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वेलकम टू ट्रैवल विद सन्नान बिन मंसूर। उम्मीद करता हूँ खैरियत से होंगे, ईमान के आला तरीन दर्जे पर होंगे। जैसा कि आप लोग जानते हैं, प्रीवियसली मैंने आप लोग को अपडेट किया कि यूएस में इस वक्त मास डिपोर्टेशन जो है ना वो जारी है और इसके ऊपर अमल करने की बाकायदा मनसूबाबंदी भी बनाई जा रही है। जब से ट्रंप ने इलेक्शन जीते हैं उस वक्त से ये कंपेन चलाई जा रही है कि इस वक्त यूएसए में जितने भी इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स हैं उनको डिपोर्ट किया जाए। हमारे सामने आई रिपोर्ट सामने वो बिल्कुल दिल दहला देने वाली है। इस वक्त यूएसए में तकरीबन 40 लाख के करीब इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स हैं जो कि डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली मुख्तलिफ शोबों के साथ जो है ना वो जुड़े हुए हैं और यूएसए की इकोनॉमी में अपना कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं। अब अगर इन लोगों को यूएसए से डिपोर्ट किया जाता है तो यूएसए की बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज ऐसी हैं जो कि कोलैप्स हो सकती हैं और इसके साथ साथ जो प्राइसेस हैं, प्रोडक्ट की जो प्राइसेस हैं वो भी इंक्रीज हो सकती है। यूएसए में इस वक्त तकरीबन कुछ 7.25 लाख के करीब इंडियंस मौजूद हैं जो बगैर डॉक्यूमेंट्स के मौजूद हैं। इसके अलावा 7,25,000 से 50,000 तक सल्वाडोर के लोग मौजूद हैं और मैक्सिकन की तादाद जो है वो बहुत बड़ी तादाद है जो कि 35 से 40 लाख के करीब बनती है। ये सब लोग कैसे यूएसए में एंटर हुए, किस तरीके से एंट्री चाहते हैं, आते कहाँ से हैं, ये इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स कौन है, इनके पीछे क्या चल रहा है, ये कितने पैसे देकर आते हैं, ये अपनी जान के साथ क्यों खेलते हैं, ये सारी इस स्टोरी में आपको भी पता चल जाएगा। तो चलते हैं डायरेक्ट स्टोरी की तरफ ताकि आपको ये
Two convicted in human smuggling case after Indian family froze to death on US-Canada border. A jury convicted two men on Friday of charges related to human smuggling for their roles in an international operation that led to the death of a family of Indian migrants who froze while trying to cross the Canada-US border during 2022 blizzard. Harish Kumar Ramlal Patel, 29 years old, an Indian national who prosecutor says went by the alias Dirty Harry, and Steve Chen, 50, an American from Florida, were part of the sophisticated illegal operation that has brought increasing number of Indians into the US, prosecutor said. They were each convicted on 4 counts related to human smuggling, including conspiracy to bring migrants into the country illegal. These tried to expose the unthinkable cruelty of human smuggling and of those criminal organizations that value profit and greed over humanity. Minnesota U.S. Attorney Andy Luker said to earn a few $1,000s, these traffickers put men, women and children in the extortionate trail, leading to the horrific and tragic death of an entire family. Because of an unimaginable greed, a father, a mother and 2 children froze to death in sub-zero temperature on the Minnesota-Canadian border. ये फैमिली जो कि इंडिया से इनका ताल्लुक था, कनाडा और यूएसए का बॉर्डर क्रॉस करते हुए ज़िंदगी और मौत की कश्मकश में इनकी ज़िंदगी से हाथ धो बैठे, जिनका मकसद ये था कि यूएसए में सेटल्ड होकर अपनी लाइफ को बेहतर करते। फर्दर हम इसको देखते हैं। द मोस्ट सीरियस काउंट्स कैरी मैक्सिमम सेंटेंस अप टू 20 years in prison, the US Attorney Office told the Associated Press before the trial, but federal sentencing guidelines rely on complicated formulas. Luger said Friday that various factors will be considered in determining what sentence prosecutor will recommend. Federal prosecutor said 39 years old Jagesh Patel, his wife, who was in her mid-30 years, their 11 years old daughter Vihangi and 3 years old son Dharmik froze to death January 19, 2022 while they trying to cross the border into Minnesota in a scheme Patel and Shant organized. Patel is a common Indian surname and the victims were not related to the Harsh Kumar Patel. The couple were school teachers. Local news reporter said the family was fairly well off by local standard, living in a well-kept 2-story house with a front porch and a wide veranda. Experts says illegal immigrations from India is driven by everything from the political repression to a dysfunctional American imaginations system that can take years, if not decades, to navigate legal. Much is rooted to economic and how even low wages jobs in the West can ignite hopes for a better life. Before the jury's conviction on Friday, the federal trial in Vegas Falls, Minnesota saw testimony from alleged participants in the smuggling ring, a survivor of the treacherous journey across the northern border, border patrol agents, and forensic experts. Defense attorneys were pitted against each other, with Shan's team arguing that was unwittingly wrapped into the scheme by the Patel. Patel's lawyer, the Canadian press reported, said that the client has been misidentified. They said Dirty Harry, the alleged nickname of Patel found in Shan's phone, is a different person. Bank records and witness testimony from those who encountered Shan near the border didn't tie him to the crime, they added. Prosecutors said the Patel coordinated the operation while Shan was a driver. Shan was to pick up 11 Indian migrants on the Minnesota side of the border. Prosecutors said only 7 survived the foot crossing. Canadian authorities found the Patel family later that morning dead from the cold. The trial included an inside account of how the international smuggling ring allegedly works and who it targets. Rajinder Singh, 51, testified that he made over 4 lakh dollars smuggling over 500 through people through the same network that include Patel and Chan. Singh said most of the people he smuggled came from Gujarat state. He said that migrants would often pay smugglers about 1 lakh dollar to get them from India to the US, where they would work to pay off their debts at low wages jobs in cities around the country. Singh said the smugglers would run their finance through Hawala, an informal money transfer system that relies on trust. The pipeline of illegal immigration from India has long existed but has increased sharply along the US Canada border. The US Border Patrol arrested more than 14,000 Indians on the Canadian border in the year ending September 30, which amounted to 60% of all arrests along the border and more than 10 times the number 2 years ago. By 2022, the Pew Research Center estimates more than 7,25,000 Canadian Indians were living illegally in the US behind only Mexican and Salvadorans. A special agent with the Homeland Security investigation said the case stark reminder of the realities victims of human smuggling face. Human smuggling is a violent crime that preys on the most vulnerable, exploiting their depression and dreams of a better life. The suffering endured by his family is unimaginable, and in our duty to ensure that such atrocities are met with the full force of the law. One juror, Kevin Paul, a Clearwater, Minnesota, told reporters afterwards that it was hard for the jurors to see the pictures of the family bodies. He said he grew up in North Dakota and is familiar with the kind of condition that led to their death. It is pretty brutal. Paul said, I couldn't imagine having to do what they had to do out there in the middle of nowhere. This is the story of an Indian family who were died to crossing the border of Canadian into the US. Thank you so much for watching Travel with Sannan bin Mansoor.